But I think it's just what I want to encourage people to do is just go to ChatGPT, go to Grok or whatever it is, and just start running these thought experiments. And you know, I'm not saying leave Australia, but if you're going to stay, then you're going to have to make adjustments because the cost of living's through the roof. Taxes are super high. You're going to have to get extremely aggressive in keeping your cost of living low so that you can invest. But I think this huge trap for young people at the moment with these 5% mortgages, they're just signing up for a life of fucking mediocrity.
I think that what you just said at the end, right, is so important. And that, as well as all the other stuff that you just said, is the number one question that the young people need to ask themselves today. It is clear to me, because the governments are trapped, it is clear to me that the governments will continue to subsidize property, to subsidize living expenses. The government is going to continue to give handouts to allow people to get by. And the question that you need to ask yourself is that last piece. Is that what you want? Are you happy to take the subsidies, whether it be 5% this or stimmy check that or whatever it is? Are you happy to take that and just get by? Or do you want to take matters into your own control and move into the top 5% or the top 1%? That is the biggest question.
Most people listening to this pod, I'm assuming, are in the latter. Exactly. And so you need to just start asking those harder questions. And
how do I get into that?
Yep. To get into the top percent in now is going to change. Like to create the wealth that Eric's made and I've made is not going to be the same playbook. I can tell you that right now.
I want to add one thing.
At the start of the show, we said that the four of us are at crossroads. Part of the reason the four of at fork in the roads, part of the reason the four of us are at fork in the roads is because the system is changing. The playbook isn't clear that Adam should go out and buy 10 commercial properties. Eric has signaled that the best way to make money from property is adding value, but he's also starting to look at the potential to put large sums of money into Bitcoin or into gold or things like that. All of us have had experience with business, and we're second guessing whether starting another business is the right move right now. We're going through it with you guys. We're trying to work out, okay, where is the best place and the best opportunity in this new regime, right? So it doesn't matter what level you're at. Everybody needs to be thinking along these lines in order to either get to the top 1% or remain in it.
I want to add one thing. I had a guy in here earlier today that we interviewed. He sold a business not too long ago for $200 million. Okay. And he was kind of going through the process and his journey through business and the rest of it. So everyone sees the $200 million, see him on the AFR, sees him in the cars and the houses and the rest of it. But he goes like this. What people don't realize, right? And this is what you need to decide who you are and what you're comfortable with, right? Because it's not for everybody. He goes, let me compare it to, you know, that feeling when you have that fear, that level of anxiety, like you get that phone call and it's like bad news, that deep, anxious feeling in the gut, right? He's like, that's what I've had for 12 years, right? Mm-hmm. I've just got paid for that now. Mm-hmm. And I use that analogy and I'm like, you know what? Like all of us have felt that. All of us feel that when you're in business. Like you're in fight or flight. Like every day, I'll be honest, I raise my hand, I'm in fight or flight every day. Whether it's from property investing, whether it's going, I've just lost 20% in Bitcoin over the last fucking 2 weeks, whether that's business, whether that's a competitor coming in and getting whatever, right? And that's what it takes, right? And if that's not you, that's okay, right? But you need to look in the mirror and start realizing what you want. I have friends that are very comfortable, that are earning what they're earning and knowing that they will never be able to go on the Dubai trip and knowing that they will never be able to fly business class. It's not even an option, but they're okay with it and they're happy, right? So it's up to really you to look in the mirror and go, what are you fighting for? Like for me now, it's not about me anymore. It's not about Jen anymore. I'm thinking for my kids. I'm thinking generational. I'm thinking succession. And not just to give them a silver spoon, right? But getting them to understand the value of a dollar and being around, but making sure that they're going to have better options than what I did. My parents did as much as they could for me, but on a financial level, they didn't know any other way. There wasn't the Unemployable podcasts that they can listen to. It was a world of fear back then, right? And now what we're trying to do is give you guys a little bit of hope from time to time.
There's sort of three levels there then, Eric, based on what you're saying. Is like, I think there's the level Mark talked about, which is keep your job, invest in high growth assets, stay in Australia. Second level is get aggressive, start a business, try to give yourself a lower cost of living, a lower tax burden, and invest in growth assets. And the third level is try to be an entrepreneur, which is fraught with fucking danger. And I want the listeners to understand, you're looking at the exceptions in Eric, and you're looking at the exceptions in me and others who have done well in business, because most of my mates at age 50 are still struggling to put together their first $5 million at age 50. And they've all been in business, and most of them have lost. One way or the other. They've lost through a divorce, they've lost through one bad business decision or a couple of bad investment decisions. Most of my mates have not made it yet at 50. It's fucking hard to go to that highest level. And so I just want to sort of give people that, you've got to really, as Eric said, really decide which of those three games you want to play. Play in Australia, enjoy the comfort of Australia, the cleanliness, all the beautiful things of Australian life. Option one. Option two, depending on where you are in life, go and try and accelerate things and get involved, and then number three is to go all out, like Moran, who you had in just recently. It's not without, risk. And I just really want listeners to start doing these thought experiments, because they're real.